Thank you so much. It's still TMI on independent television from our Benin Network studio. We'll be going straight to our first discussion. State of the Nation. It's our major discussion this morning. And of course, we have with us in the studio Emmanuel Obakbolo, Esquire. He's a legal practitioner and civil rights activist. Thank you so much for coming.
Good morning, DPO. Good morning, Nigerians.
All right, now let's just kickstart straight. Election. The EDO local government election is already just a few days away from now. What are your expectations to start with?
I do not have any expectation. The local government as a third tier of government is provided for in Section 7 of the extant Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And by virtue of the principles of tiers of government, the local government is the closest to the people.
Okay.
In fact, the local government is seen as the people. But in the Nigerian setting, and when you try to look at the Nigerian definition of local government, it keeps you worried, and it bothers the mind whether indeed the definition as provided for by the propounders of tiers of government, that our own definition meets with the requirements. Ordinarily and commonsensically, the local government ought to be a tier of government that the people should feel the impact. But over here we have not. And taking Edo State as a scenario or a case in hand, since the governor became the local government chairman, the governor of Edo State, we had one lap of local government administration. And the germane question is, what impacts? How did that administration affected the people? And I want to say, without any iota of doubt, that the local government, the last administration we saw, did not meet that requirement.
Could it be that they are, in a way, hijacked or stopped from carrying out their legitimate responsibility?
Yes, we are made to understand that that the local government autonomy is only in words and not in practice. That's what we are made to understand. But be that as it may, if you also look at the local government as a third tier of government in Nigeria, since 1960, of what impact has it done to Nigeria? Or since 1979, that Nigeria diverted from the parliamentary system of government and embraced and practice the American style of presidential system of government.
Yeah.
Of what impact has the local government
in your
done?
submission now, are you now saying local government doesn't really have use? We don't need it in our system?
We do.
We don't.
It ought to.
Okay.
It ought to. But in practice, as a third tier of government that is closest to the people have not really felt the impact. Perhaps because the autonomy has not been there. Even under the President Muhammadu Buhari administration, we heard that, look, there's now an autonomy to the local government as a third tier of government. But we saw how the governors hijacked it.
Okay.
Like in Edo State, I did say, just the governor is leaving next year in November,
less than 1 year.
And you are conducting local government election now at this epoch. It keeps one worries. Perhaps one may come to the conclusion, and that is my own position, that it is because of the 2024 governorship election, because these persons may only be used as instruments to ensure that the governor's party, the All Progressive Congress, the People's Democratic Party, wins the elections at all costs.
So are you now saying that to an extent, the essence of this election that is coming up is just to help push the mandate of the PDP in 2024?
It may not necessarily be pushing the mandate of the PDP, but pushing the mandate of the governor.
Okay.
The governor as a person is an interested party. And his interest, he wants his interest to override. So that is the singular reason why the election, I hope you know that the local government elections in Edo State have been adjourned or postponed a number of times. I think this should be the fifth time that we may see.
We actually thinking we will get there. Some persons are saying it may not hold. Maybe at the minute, there could just be one reason or the other why the election is cancelled. Should we expect anything like that?
No, I haven't listened to the head of EDSEC yesterday. I have no doubt that the election may take place on the 2nd of September, which is this Saturday.
You too, you're not sure. You say May. That means you're not too sure.
Yes, May, because I want to be safe, and I'm using it loosely. I want to be safe. This is a country where anything can happen.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we've seen ourselves that. But with the promise he made, I think the election may hold. I don't want to say the election shall hold. The election may hold. And also, we are made to understand that 12 midnight of today, that is early Friday, 1st of September, will be the end, that will mark the end of campaign. So with that, I think the election may hold. But again, of what relevance is local government administration to the people? Because even the monies allocated to the local government, the governors hijack it. And it's like just satisfying the principle of, oh, local government is a third tier of government. The governors will just handpick whoever they want to handpick and just put there and say, look, obey the 11th commandment. Which is do my bidding. That is just what we have seen in Nigeria, and particularly in Edo State. So for just now, the local government as a third tier of government, the people are not really feeling the impact.
Okay.
See Edo State, we've been shouting, crying, even roads that local government ought to grade, even markets that local government ought to maintain, build, by virtue of the functionality of the local government as a third tier of government. We have not seen it. So
in other words, you're saying the people are not feeling the impact of the government at the top, at the state level, due to the absence of the local government.
Yes, because the local states that have local government chairmen in Nigeria, is the local government now appears to be a stooge of the governor of the state.
Let's quickly take a short break now. We'll return back and extend the front line of this discussion. Don't go nowhere.
TMI, every opinion counts.
Well, thank you so much for staying with us. We are still looking at the state of the nation and bringing it down to Edo State, the ancient city of Benin Kingdom, where the local government election will be taking place in all 18 local government of the state. This is our first discussion from the Benin Network Center. While we went on that break, we are being joined by Honorable Sosa Ewere. He's a politician and a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, my brother. All right, now we were actually looking at the election that is coming up on the 2nd of September. Let's quickly take your view before we get back to Emmanuel Obakwole Esquire. Looking at the election, what are your expectations?
Thank you so much for that question. Thank you so much, people at home. The EDSEC, you will recall, had announced this local government election. Even though it has dragged, it's being postponed, it's been a series of postponements from one date to another. But I think Saturday is sacrosanct. And the EDSEC has expressed its commitment to a credible, free, fair election. And the Edo State government, under the ebullient leadership of the governor, Godwin Obaseki, has also been making moves across local governments. campaigning, telling Edo people what's the incoming local government, the promises it holds for the people of Edo State, because you cannot abort grassroots developments from the conventional development that we always talk about. Development actually starts from the grassroots. Electoral victory also starts from the grassroots.
Okay.
So we are ready. The parties are ready. The commission is ready. And I think Saturday is going to be very, very peaceful. We'll just ask that Edo people come out en masse. And I have to be political here and I vote for our party, the PDP.
Well, you are not campaigning for anybody here.
So that's the, the whole idea.
It's not a platform now to start doing campaign. Let's come to Emmanuel Obagbolo. Now, looking at the 25th February 2023 general election, the fallout, do you think we might have voter apathy on Saturday?
Of course. Because the people of Nigerians are dead tired with what the political class are doing. If we are to go by the provision of section 14, subsection 2A of the extant constitution, which reads thus, that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria. And the germane question I keep asking is whether or not the sovereignty of the people reflected on that election of the 25th day of February 2023 and other elections in Nigeria. Place, and to my mind, the answer is an emphatic no. There's nothing like that. Even with this one we want to have now, we are going to experience voter apathy. Because the people will tell you, look, already the people are saying, if you go through it and the news making the rounds, is that the people are saying, what is local government election? What do we understand by local government election? If you go to town now and seek the opinion of many Edolites, they will tell you frantically that they are not interested in going out to vote. Because they will tell you that they know that after all it will be 18/18 for the governor. Because that is his interest.
Okay.
So the people of Nigeria don't want to, just now, anything that connects or anything that is nexus to elections in Nigeria, the people of Nigeria don't even want to hear it. Maybe perhaps until the tribunal gives its verdict. That is when we will now know, what the people will now know whether or not to continue to vote, because already the political class have deliberately hijacked the system, and they now see themselves as a demigod, as empire before the people.
Okay, Esosa, quickly, let us take us through. Looking at the political parties on the ballot, what are your expectations from them?
Well, you have to also consider their level of engagement with the people. If you as a political party hasn't been seen in the public domain talking to Edo people, I don't think you should expect a vote from anybody. Whether you have been in the system or you're just starting to gain some level of popularity. So the political parties basically that are in this ballot, we have the PDP, we have the APC, and of course we have the Labour Party. But I think the PDP has done extremely well. In my local government, particularly Kobaha, we actually officially rounded up campaigns yesterday. But in between, we have been in the street for over 2 months, campaigning to the people of Ikmubaha. And it is the same thing in Oredo. It is the same thing in Igweben. It is the same thing in Ovia Northeast. It is the same thing in Uwonde. Same in Oriomo and they go.
So you think rigorous campaign determines the outcome of an election? Of course.
You think so? You only go on campaign when you have things to talk about. You see, the APC has been quiet. Probably they already know that they have been rejected by the vast majority of Nigerians.
Before we get to Barrister Emmanuel, what has the government of the day done for the people to deserve their votes?
At the state level?
At the state level. At the state level.
What the Godwin Obanseki-led administration has done?
Yes.
The Obanseki's achievements are everywhere. Okay. Go to Ologbo. The Osiamo power plant is there. Today, civil servants don't want to go home because there is 24/7 power supply.
At their offices?
In their offices.
So what not happened to their houses? What not happened to their houses?
It is almost the same thing. Apart from power, the infrastructure has also been revamped.
Okay.
the way civil servants think in Edo these days has been revamped.
Okay.
The roads the governor has also done in various localities are also of note.
Okay.
The reforms, the government reforms, the public service reforms, the civil service reforms, all of these married together are what the party has been talking about.
Okay.
And at the local government level, we have also done a lot in the last, between 2018 and 2021.
Okay.
Where you have a local government chairman building secondary schools, a project exclusively preserved for the state government.
And that's laudable. That's
where
laudable.
you have a local government chairman giving out transformers to communities, power-plagued communities, frequently, over 13 transformers, 15 transformers.
Okay.
Where you have a local government council building markets, between 13 and 15 markets across the locality.
Okay.
You also have rehabilitation of roads, earth roads. You have rural electrification projects. You have health centers. You go to Ologbo in Ward 10. We have a market there that was dilapidated before we came. But Ologbo Township Market now is a center of attraction.
Okay.
There's an area in Ologbo, Otofure, that was given a transformer to help boost electricity power supply. Then you go to Ward 9. There's a school in Ward 9 that has never existed.
So let me quickly pause you and ask you this question. What are the essence of all these infrastructures put in place in Ologbo when they don't have good roads to the place?
When you talk of good roads, what is it? Are you talking, the road to Ologbo is Sapele Road.
Okay,
That's a federal road. You are aware the governor of Edo State has been asked to stay away from federal roads.
That's
you
true.
are very much aware.
That's true, of course.
So do you expect him to fight the federal government?
All right, let's quickly come to Emmanuel Obakpolo. Despite your matching outfit, I think at this point now your views will be different from your facial expression. Now take us through everything he has atomized that the government of the day in Edo State has done for the people. Is it enough to earn their trust in the polls?
For me, what he has just said just now, I get worried when I see or hear young minds who ought to be the vanguard of credibility, prosperity, and oneness speak in this manner. In the first place, he hasn't to tell us, the local government, that happened.
What happened?
We all saw
Okay, now he has
in
the
this
floor now.
state.
All right.
We all saw in this state the last local government administration did not impact in the life of the people. Yes, local government ought to be the closest government to the people. I did say that at the outset of this program. But the people are not feeling the impact. It is not a mere party affair as he has come to project. It ought not to be like that. It should be all about the people and the impactation on the people and not party affair. Another style of campaigning for the People's Democratic Party. We are not here to do campaign. We are here to say things the way they are. And I get bothered when I see politicians begin to give us catalog of things that they think they have done in their mind and now apply it to reality, that all of these have been done for the people.
Okay.
And yet, you hear the lamentation, you hear the people lament, you hear the people cry, you hear the people seek for presence of government, you hear the people call for governance. This is the only country in the world where the people subsidize for those in government.
Okay, let's come back now to Esosa. Esosa, I know you wanted to react to what he's saying, but quickly.
He made a statement,
Okay.
which I think I have to react to.
All right, quickly.
He talked about impacts of local government in the lives of the people. I think he has to go into the streets and ask questions. I can't afford to speak for the 17 other local government areas. I can only speak for Ikpobaha because that is where I belong. So if you are saying you are ready for me to take you around Ikpobaha, I think I will have that chance to take you around before on Saturday to see the various projects that were erected in various communities in Ikpobaha and what the people say about the incoming government. We have been to more than 80 communities in the last 2 months. And the level of reception the amount of reception that we
80
get.
communities.
More than 8. We have over 200 communities in Ikpobaha, but we have been able to reach out to between 60, 70, 80. The kind of reception that we get, except maybe they are deceiving us, but I don't think so. I don't think they are deceiving us.
Okay.
Because if you look at the records are there.
Okay.
We have been there before, and I know what we did. There are catalogs of what we did. It is visible to the blind, it's audible to the deaf. So I don't think we have not, at the level of Ikpobaha,
Okay,
we have not impacted enough.
Let's take this discussion a step further. Now, quickly, recently, there have been this serious rift between the governor and his deputy, the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, and his deputy, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu. Recently, his media team were asked to step aside. Now, let's have your take. Looking at the rift between the governor and his deputy, do you think is what Edolites really need at this point?
Once upon a time, we were made to understand, either confusedly or convincingly, that the governor and his deputy were best of bride. But suddenly, the marriage has broken down irretrievably. And this rift does not worth it.
Okay.
Both parties should consider the fact that they jointly fought for this second term. If there is nothing that they should consider that fact. And because of their union in fighting, quote now, the powers that be, godfatherism, like they claimed, they succeeded. The people stood with them. Because the impression they gave to Edolites was that there was an intending godfatherism principle projected.
Which they wanted to break.
And that they broke it.
Okay.
Because the people stood with them. Now, we are beginning to see how both of them have chosen to wash their dirty linens outside. I don't think that's worth it.
Okay.
They should sit back. Governance is not about the persons at the end of affairs. Governance is all about the people. And just now, I think both parties are just creating distractions against the people.
Okay.
So, the distractions, they should keep it in their pocket and carry out governance to impact the lives of people.
Do you see this as a form of distraction?
Well, for me, the governor and his deputy are best of friends. They've been there. They've been professional colleagues since 2016.
Why take your friend to court?
So, well, that is, like day before yesterday, I termed it poor management of ambition. But I don't think it is enough to distract governors in Edo State. Okay. It is not enough. It's a family affair. It is natural for people to be aggrieved. It is natural for people to have misunderstanding. Of course, the deputy governor wants to succeed his boss. He has every right to. The Constitution empowers him as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to contest. But you must also, at the same time, listen to the counsel of the governor. The governor has said 2024 is still far. Let's mellow down. Okay. Let's finish well. Though people still has a lot of expectations from us. Let's calm down on this governorship, this and that. That is what the governor has advised. So it is advised that the DG, who is our brother, our friend, our leader, and someone we love so much, should listen to the counsel of the governor. But whatever it is that is going on between them, they are both our leaders. We love them. It's not enough to distract governors in Edo.
If we have other people trying to let Edolite know their ambition, is it wrong for the deputy governor to start canvassing?
For support? No, you work in an organization. I'm sure you work in an organization. Sure. There are ethos that you must adhere to. If the authority of your organization has said these are the way things should go, and if you cannot adhere to those things, you can possibly pull out. You have all the rights in the world to pull out.
Okay.
But you cannot continue to cause chaos in that organization. So that's why it's not enough. It's a family affair, and the governor and other critical stakeholders
Emmanuel
are on top of the
Abakolo,
situation.
you're actually smiling, but I want to ask you this question. The deputy governor is saying he's loyal to the governor, but some other persons are saying his body language is not really showing that. What says you?
No, you know, Mr. Isosa just made us to understand that politicians or those who are into politics are professionals. But it's unfortunate to hear that, because in this part of the world, this is the only country where you hear that politicians are professionals. I don't know what is the professionalism about being in politics. I don't know about that. They are not professional colleagues. I beg to be corrected. They are not professional
you think so?
colleagues. Yes, they are not.
Okay.
See, we have heard so many adjectives used to qualify some people. Let me tell you, DPO, we are not privy to the earlier agreement between the governor and his deputy when the union came to fight godfatherism like they claimed. That is one. Two, this is my opinion, absolutely. The man wanted an anointing, just like Samuel the prophet took the oil in the jar to anoint David as the next king of Israel, while Saul was still at the end of affair. That was what the man wanted. And the anointing is not coming. And you said there should not be reaction. Were you privy to the agreement they had? Was he privy?
Was there
I am privy. I don't know. I do not know.
I don't know what Emmanuel is saying.
I am.
Maybe Emmanuel was at the center table when the agreement was being made.
If not,
Could it be an assumption from you now?
Perhaps it is.
whether you call it an assumption, whether you call it a thought, whatever name you choose to call it,
I don't think so.
I am looking at the scenario. That's why I started by saying that. At the beginning, we thought that they were the best bride.
Of course they were, and they still.
They are not.
Of course they were.
Let him still. Let him
They are not.
Okay.
We have seen it now. It has played out.
Okay.
That look, they were only strange bedfellows.
Okay.
Are you getting it? That is why politics is indeed a dangerous or a dirty game, as it is. It has been assumed.
Now,
to.
the issue of impeachment, Esosa, is it true?
There's nothing like that. You will recall 2020 when the political battle was on. Ahead, governor's second term. We had left, the governor has moved a vast majority of us out of the APC into the PDP. But the new PDP had said, yes, the governor will get the tickets for second term, but the deputy can't get tickets. And what did the governor say? He said, to hell with your tickets. It is either me and my deputy or nothing. So you cannot tell me that they were strange bedfellows with this kind of situation. It was the governor, it is the governor that has always taken the deputy governor along. We are not supposed to be talking about this, because I thought we were going to talk about local government election. But you brought about it. It is the governor that has always taken the deputy governor along.
Okay.
This is a deputy governor that had the entire state IGRO in his office. This is a deputy governor that is managing the sports sector in Edo State, including Bede Insurance.
Is he still in charge now? Is he still in charge? With the current issue at hand, is he still in charge?
No, there are a lot of revamping going on. And that is not a big deal.
Okay.
I think our deputy governor has been the most active deputy governor in Nigeria. There are states you don't even know the names of their deputy governors. That is different.
You can't take that away from
I think, like I said earlier, I don't want to dwell so much on this. It's a family affair.
Okay.
It's a family affair, and it will be resolved amicably. But it is not enough. And those persons from the other side who are expecting this whole situation to derail development in Edo, they will just be there forever. It can't distract governance in Edo.
Let's take your final take. Saturday has come, it's sacrosanct, it's going to take place, the election. What are your expectations? Final one, let's go now. We take that off Esosa. Abuja is already standing by.
I told you from the outset that I am not expecting anything. There's no anticipation.
Okay.
I will not be surprised when I hear some people begin to sing 18/18, because that is their anticipation.
Okay. Is it possible?
We have things to talk about.
Is 18 over 18 possible?
We expect 18 over 18. If we have the opportunity to have 18
with
over
other
18,
parties,
Edo people,
Labour Party,
if Edo people have said, have said this party has done well. At the state level, this party has done well. At the local government level, like in my local governments in Ikpobaha, I am expecting 10 over 10 because we have 10 wards in Ikpobaha. So if Edo people are ready to give us their mandates at the level of 18 over 18, I think we embrace it.
You actually said something
we embrace it.
When you gave your opening. You talked about the APC being sleeping or something.
We don't see them talking about anything.
It's the government of the day at the top. Don't you think it's going to be a tight one for the PDP?
What have they done? What are they talking about? You can't be sleeping in your room and expect to get votes on Saturday. What have they done compared to what we are doing at the state level?
Okay, we
haven't done anything.
We need to hand over to our Abuja Network Center now to take us through the next lap of the discussion.